wabarakatuh.
Very far away
Pak
from
Bambang.
Netherlands.
Selamat
Halo,
sore semua.
Pak Bambang.
Selamat
Bu Ruli.
sore.
Iya. Have a please Mbak Umu. We
Halo.
start this event.
Halo Pak. Wow, ramai sekali.
Iya, 47. Ini pasti
Ada Pak
mahasiswanya
Yuwono
Pak
juga.
Bambang nih.
Pak Yuwono. Pak Suhardi.
Mahasiswanya
Yang lagi libur di
Mas
Bali
Bunto.
masih kerja juga.
Mas Bunto, Mas
dilarang
Aditya,
komen ya.
Bu Ririk, teman-teman semuanya, Bu Umu,
Yang sedang
Bu Nadia,
liburan di
Pak
Bali.
Boy,
Presiden.
Wah,
Ria.
gua sih dilarang komen.
Selamat sore juga.
Yang sedang liburan di Bali. Ngapain nih kerja?
Halo Hasti.
Bahas mulu.
Halo.
update status di Bali. Kak Umu, silakan kita mulai yuk.
Silakan yuk.
Hello everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good afternoon to everyone who is signing today. I, Umu Indra Pertiwi, Umu from Pusat Dokumentasi Arsitektur, will be the host for today's Obrolan Heritage, and I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you who signed in and join us today. This Obrolan Heritage is a monthly talk hosted by Pusat Dokumentasi Arsitektur in collaboration with Jakarta Institute of Architects, IAI Jakarta, and facilitated by Trisakti University. So, without further ado, to begin this heritage talk, Obrolan Heritage, we are pleased to have Mbak Riri Wulandari from Faculty of Civil Engineering and Planning, Trisakti University, to deliver the opening remarks. Mbak Riri, the floor is yours.
Oke, terima kasih Mbak Umu. Good afternoon. First, on behalf of Architecture Department, Universitas Trisakti, I would like to thank to our partner from PDA, Pusat Dokumentasi Arsitektur, and Ikatan Arsitek Indonesia for the amazing collaboration that we could have the online discussion heritage talk until today. So thank you for your trust, and we really appreciate it. And this 56 Heritage Talk is the first meeting, especially for Magister Architecture Universitas Trisakti, before we start our lectures next week. So today, we will be learning from our amazing speaker, Dr. Lee, okay, from University Technology Malaysia, about evolution of mining cultural landscape in Perak, Malaysia. So thank you, Dr. Lee, for your willingness. And in Indonesia, we have Ombilin coal mining heritage of Sawah Lunto, so we can learn from you about what happened in the Taiping. So the transformation of Taiping cultural landscape in this site is what we can discuss together. So thank you and have a nice fruitful discussion. Thank you, Mbak Umu. Mbak Umu, are you freezing?
Okay, thank you, Mbak Riri. Sorry for the technical error. Thank you, Mbak Riri, for the wonderful remarks. So before we get started, I would like to take a moment to go over a few important technical details. We only provide nilai KOM and e-certificate to EIE members. So we do not provide either physical or digital certificates for participants other than EIE members. So the second one, there will be no attendance form. So because we already use the automatic attendance report from Zoom, So please, if you haven't done so, please type in your full name as the one that you use for the registration form for Obrolan Heritage, and also please disable your audio during the presentation. The rest of details of the rules can be reviewed from the emails we've sent. We're also attaching the rules here in the chat room as well, so you can go over them easily. So in the next 2 hours or so, Obrolan Heritage will cover the subject of evolution of mining cultural landscape of Taiping, Malaysia. So allow me to introduce today's speaker. Let me share the screen. Please wait a moment. So Dr. Lee is a senior lecturer in the landscape architecture program. She started her academic career as a tutor since 2009 in Faculty of Built Environment and Surveying, University Technology Malaysia, UTM. She graduated from Department of Urban Engineering Graduate School at the University of Tokyo, Japan in 2016. She joined the Territorial Design Studies Unit, Kubota Sensei Lab, and Urban Design Laboratory, Nishimura Sensei Lab. During her PhD studies at the University of Tokyo, she received her diploma in architecture in 2002 from Polytechnic Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah, Bachelor of Art Honors in Landscape Architecture in 2008, and Master of Science in Urban Design in 2012 from University Teknologi Malaysia, UTM. Her current research interest is urban studies, cultural landscape, urban conservation, urban history and social history, and also landscape design. I would also like to introduce our moderator, Mbak Ruli from Pusat Studi Jepang, Universitas 11 Maret Surakarta. So I will pass the baton to Mbak Ruli to lead today's Heritage Talk, Obrolan Heritage. Mbak Ruli, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Mbak Umu, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sore for all the participants here. So I'm really happy we can meet again because there are a lot of old friends and somebody who really interested in heritage. Yeah. So salam pusaka I give to all of you. Today's I would like to we will have a good presenter, Dr. Lee. She is our long best friends because since 2018 actually Dr. Lee and UNS Universitas 11 Maret from Department of Architecture we have such as event for international workshop on Asian heritage that also joining another 4 universities from Southeast Asia. Therefore we meet each other in these events and trying to find the similarities about the heritage in Southeast Asia. Therefore, in these events, I would like to bring Dr. Lee to share what actually Dr. Lee have. And also, I think this research is a part of the Dr. Lee dissertation, right? In Tokyo University at the time.
Yeah,
so,
yes.
The context of this research is similar with us who living also in the Sumatra Islands. And that's why I'm really happy also that Ibu Hasti here, Pak Suhardi here, so maybe we can develop our discussion for the future because we also have the resource of the time mining in Sumatra Islands and how we are dealing now in Indonesia. We can learn from Malaysia for this. Okay, Dr. Lee, for 13 minutes, I give floors going to you, and then after that, let's have the question and answer. Time
Right.
is yours, Dr. Lee.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ruby. First and foremost, I would like to thank for this Ibu Relic for the opening remarks and the MC as well to introduce me. A very good day and good afternoon to all the audience, Ibu, Bapak, all. I know all of you are the experts here. I think I'm pleased we're invited by the Obrolan Heritage with all these co-hosts to have this great session. Yeah, I do hope we want more like sharing and exchange knowledge. So without further ado, I will share my slide and I will begin my sharing session for this afternoon. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. I would like to share here is about a mining landscape or a mining cultural landscape, we call it. Yeah. So the title that I put it, evolution, is would like to share with all the audience the changes, how the mining town was transformed, yeah, from the heydays before the independence of Malaysia, yeah, Malaya during that time until now, yeah. So let's bring you to these presentations, all right. Okay, I will briefly to maybe just initial like introduction if for this like architect who are not so familiar what is a cultural landscape. Yeah, when we mention about the cultures, it seems to be like, okay, does the cultural mean custom or does the cultural mean religious, yeah, to the cultural landscape? So the point is to make it easy for all to remember. Actually, cultural landscape is how the human modify the nature, yeah, the mother natures of the land, yeah. So in other words, when we highlight the cultures, it involve man or people activities. So through how the man their capability to change the nature, yeah. So that is what we call it as a cultural landscape. So for all information in our Asia regions, here the pictures that I took it from the UNESCO website. The rice paddy terrace of Cordoleras in Philippines, Luzon, is the first paddy's cultural landscape nominated by UNESCO. All right. Okay, back to the Asia's regions when we talk about cultural landscape, because I believe that each countries, each region and nations is close related with our background, how we define the definition of cultural landscape. Yeah, the idea of a cultural landscape in some of the country, they close related to rural landscape. Yeah, is because, as I said, the words of cultures mean because of the activities, the social economic activities, or the social that related activities, maybe like the religious. This has changed the nature, the mother nature. That's why the form of cultural landscape. For what I tried to show some the list here for all the audience. You can easily browse to the UNESCO website. Yeah, you can see the Asians regions cultural landscape. At the moment, there are 114 of properties of cultural landscape in the worldwide, including of American Latin, South America Latin, North American, and other Europes. So Asians, we have also around, I think, 20 plus, yeah, of the cultural landscape site. So only 8 numbers, yeah, of the cultural landscape site are related to the mining, yeah, or the mining cultural landscape. In Japan's the cultural landscape, how the Japanese define and same to the Koreans, they call it as a rural landscape. It's because maybe during the olden days, they start with the paddies planting, and because of the activities, the agriculture activities with the surrounding settlements and also the mountain that house the form of cultural landscape. In China also, they have the conception of cultural landscape. They bring in the idea where the theory of feng shui into the Chinese cultural landscape. So this is just for additional information for all the audience. So you will know that how the Asian cultural landscape is formed. All right. Okay, just a quick overview to let you to see that in Asia region, we only have one mining landscape is nominated under the category of cultural landscape, which is Iwami Ginzan silver mine. Yeah? So this Iwami Ginzan silver mine is famous because it became important of the trading because of the gold and also silver mine, yeah, during I think since 16th centuries. So the silver and also the gold ores has sent to or exported to especially in Koreans or China, yeah. So yeah, this is just to let you know the first Asia's mine under categories of cultural landscape, all right, under UNESCO World Heritage Site. Okay, I think this everyone is familiar since where I introduced this about the Sawalunto Ombilins coal mining. So for this Sawalunto's heritage site is under cultural heritage instead of cultural landscape. But anyhow, this what I believe that Ombilin coal mining have a very strong industrial heritage characteristic or attributes. I believe here also they have an expert about this. So it's just I think overview for all of you. Yeah, I believe you are more familiar with the site. All right. Let me bring you to the Taiping town. Okay. When you look at these pictures, the image is the open cast mining. Yeah. The name, the Taiping itself means the everlasting peace. The name of this place, a mining town or the mining site, came from because in the past they have this a civil war, yeah, between the tin mine or merchants. So because when British interventions during 18th centuries, the British have taken over the mining activities. They control it. That is why this place named as Taiping, to hope everything everlasting peace, yeah, without civil war between because of these mining activities. All right. Okay, let me bring all of you more to the how does form of the mining town in Malaysia. Yeah, so here is the map showing the peninsula of Malaysia. So for Taiping is located at the north west of Malaysia, which is a Perak. Okay, so where is Taiping is located at the Larut districts. So when you look at these maps here, the highlighted colors here is the active mining field, or we call it as a mining site. Yeah, so all these mining field or the mining site was found here in early 18 until early 18th and 19th centuries. At the same time, but now all these mining site become an important legacy to Peninsular Malaysia. When we look at the first factors to identify the mining site is because all these mining sites are located on the main range here. In Bahasa, we call it as a banjaran. Yeah, it is because of the geography settings where this mining district was found. All right. The evolutions of the mining activities began from the recruitments of workers, yeah, immigrants workers, especially from the China, yeah, the Chinese workers. So initially, before the Taiping evolved in the tin boom eras, there is a minor, yeah. The mining activities have been done by this dulang washers, yeah, near to the river, yeah, more scale, a small scale, yeah. When the tin boom era in I think at the end of 18th centuries, there is here the open cast mining need more workers. This is how the many immigrants, Chinese worker, they immigrate to the Taiping. They are work on the field because of these open cast mining. After the British interventions, yeah, they through the time to time from 19th centuries and up to 20s in the early 20th centuries, they introduced the exchange of the technologies. Yeah, so the European they introduced hydraulic or the gravel pump and also the tin dredge. So we can see the different era. There is a changes of the mining methods. All right. And at the same time, also maybe later I will show you some of the more micro scale evidence how the impact of tin minings, because the tin minings booms brings not only to the change of the land, yeah, or the mining site itself, but it's also form a town or the underwent the urbanization in Malaysia, Malaya during that time, the economic transformations, where to bring in the industrial heritage to Malaysia's, the infrastructures also develop, growth, as well as the population, yeah, multi-ethnic society. All right. Okay, here I would like to show you a timeline of Taiping, or where it's located at the Laruts. So as I show you previously here, this the map here, the three main mining site, Taiping, Kinta Valley, and Sungai Lembing. Yeah, so you can see Taiping is the first mining site where flourish, yeah, in Malay Peninsula, continued by Kinta Valley and also Sungai Lembing. Yeah. Therefore, we can see there are many firsts have recognized, yeah, in Taiping. So later I will show you what are the many firsts in Taiping and also Malaysia. Okay, so let's close more to the what happened to the Larut district and also the Taiping. Yeah. Okay, when we look at the photos here, as I said just now, the mining activities where the workers or the coolies, we call it, we name it as a coolie. So they are work on the open cast mining. Yeah, so this mining activity needs a lot of manpower. Yeah, there is also a data mentions that in between like 1890s, there are flocks of Chinese immigrants come to this mining site. Maybe one site they during that time in Taiping, there are more than 25,000 of workers. They are work on the mining site. Yeah. So the evolution here, where the changes of the mining settlements, and you can see also the Great Iron Streets. This is how the Taiping town was formed. Yeah. So the characteristic of the tin settlements under the urbanizations, plus also the townscape of the Taiping town itself. Yeah. Okay, I will bring you to the next slide. So initially, to let you to see more closer from the left here, before the Taiping town is formed, there is no Taiping. Yeah, it's because due to the civil war in between the merchants of the tin merchants, there is where the Taiping is located somewhere here. Yeah, when come closer, this is the layout of the Taiping town. All right. Okay. The interesting part about how the Taiping town was built and its surrounding landscape. So, ladies and gentlemen, you could imagine that before Taiping was built, the early settlement here, the surrounding of this Larut area or the Larut district, yeah, is surrounding by all this mining site, or we call it as a tin field. Yeah, all surrounding is a jungle and the mining site. The first built roads, this road is direct to the river because during that time they have no transport yet. So river become a very important where to bring the tin ore to the nearest port. Yeah. So subsequently, we can see the change of pattern, yeah, where the begin of build the first social infrastructures, which is the railroad. So beside the road, yeah, access to bring that the tin ore, to bring more tin ore for the export stations. Here come with the railways, yeah, the railway lines. And gradually, you can see that the town has expand or growth, yeah. And the changes of the landscape, surrounding landscape, some of the mining site reclaim, yeah, and change it to become a settlement or other building use, as well as the landscape. So Taiping Lake Garden is one of the reclaimed mining site and turned into a public park or a recreational area. All right. So, and interesting also found during that time in the 18th and 19th centuries, yeah, we can see that Taiping town have a large green. So the large green or open space is because of the mining site, all right? Okay, let me talk more about the characteristic of the mining town, yeah. So how could we identify the characters of the mining town or mining landscape? I think first of all, we have to understand, beside the morphology, we need to know this, the land use change, yeah? Because these are a very important information for us to understand. These the histories, the important core histories that how the industrial bring the evolution, the transformation. So we can access or appraisal through the change of, let's say, the site boundary, the place boundary, yeah? The bring in of the social infrastructures like the railway. So from the right photo map here, you can see that Taiping town was planned because of the tin mining activities, the export of to the nearest port. So the main road access in the yellow color is built because you can see here from the north, from the south and east, all are the mining site. So the roads was built connected to the mining site. And the red line, dotted line is the first railway line or railway track is connected from the Taiping town here to the nearest port, which is Kuala Sepetang. In the past, we call it as a port whale, but now we name it as a Kuala Sepetang. The length of this railway line is about 13 kilometers, all right, just for your informations. Okay, so when come close to the, beside the social infrastructures, road, railways have formed. So come to the closest is the street that form in the Taiping town itself, yeah, on the settlements, yeah. So we can see the main Taiping is laid on the grid iron system, the walls, the white streets, yeah. Because Taiping town is refer to the British urban planning, yeah, or refer to the colonial town planning. So the white street was designed and created. The width side is almost 70 feet. So there is another term to call these white streets. We call it as a thoroughfare, yeah. I think in UK, they are famous with this term, thoroughfare, yeah. Okay, when the tin town is formed, there are others facilities or infrastructures that support, such as the marketplace. So here is the market, the Taiping Old Market, which was built in 1884 and 1885. There are two separate buildings. Yeah, it's made of I think a steel structures with timber. Yeah, it still remain until now. It's one of the national heritage. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's very important in terms of architectures. All right. Okay. Another characters when all this tin mining town is this the idea, as I said just now, of the colonial planning. The open space idea is bringing, yeah. So the create of the public space, yeah. Therefore, the green open space, they namely as a Padang or Esplanade. The local will name it as a Padang, but for the British during that time, they call it Esplanades. This Esplanade, later I will show you where is the location, because it's important. It's not just for the public use, but during the heydays, it's for the troops, yeah, or the military's use. Okay. Beside the commercial activities for the recreationals, yeah, there's also have these like entertainment recreational activities such as the circle ground, but this ground have no more because it's replaced, become to a hawker centers. All right. I will go very quickly to look at how unique of the Taiping town, influenced by the colonial that built these settlements. Another is the hill stations. Yeah, I believe that the influence of the British colonial, they have built also the first hill stations at the Bukit Larut in Bahasa that do create as a Maxwell Hill. Yeah, so this place will become a retreat, yeah, home for the British during the past. There is important characters to the Taiping tin mining town, because none of the mining site have this hill station except Taiping. It's because later I will show you how the British planned the town. All right. Okay, the most significant parts is the evolution, yeah, the transformation. Besides looking at the settlement, some of the commercial building were built, yeah. So let's look at the reclamation, the land, yeah, converted into a first public garden, we named it as a tiled garden. So you can see this existing, yeah, from the pictures and turn to the current magnificence, beautiful sceneries of the lake gardens. Yeah. Okay. These lake gardens was planned during the British colonial time. Yeah, during late 18th centuries. All right. Okay. Beside the uniqueness part of the tin town itself, they also planned drainage system. When you look at here, the images where the Taiping Lake Gardens located, there are a canal and also others wide drainage was built at the town. Yeah, so Taiping is one of the old town in Malaysia where have no affected by flood, because during the heydays they have already planned. They know that Taiping receive a lot of rains, but they never have this serious floods because they plan. Beside the public, this Taiping Lake Garden is function as a recreationist. Actually, it was also function as a water catchment area. Yeah, if you understand the water catchment area, where when the heavy rainfall from the Larut Hills will go through this lake garden. So because of the canal was built and also the wide drainage, therefore the water will divert here to the nearest river. Therefore, Taiping have no this on the flood issues here at this tin mining town. So this is something that unique, where the well plan of the colonial, yeah, I think how they follows this, yeah. Okay, when we talk about the drainage, yeah, it's also close related to the Dobie line, the laundry service. In the past, this laundry service or the Dobie line, they was built here to serve the militaries, to help them to wash this clothes. So because of the waters that the Dobie line, yeah, they collect the waters is from the drainage, yeah, during the past. But until now, they also inherited these laundry activities. Of course, now they are using the pipeline, no more the drainage, right, from in the past, yeah. All right. Okay. Some other heritage, I will go through quickly on this, is the architecture's building. Because as I say, the evolution of the mining town itself, influenced by different of European and also the locals and Chinese. So we can see the influence of architectures here. So I have come out also the type of architectures here, buildings influenced by, let's say, of the eclectic, yeah, during the straight eclectic and the modern, yeah. I won't go through this detail. I just let you to see that in the old part of the town, they have several of the heritage building, yeah, with different of the typologies. All right. Okay. Come to the current land use, yeah. Let's see again that how this mining town will become very important, and I can say it's a very sustainable. It's because why? When we look at here the land use, you can see there's a lot of open space or the green areas. It's because inherit from the past, yeah. As I said, how it's formed from the lake gardens and some of the open space like a Padang as well, yeah. All right, so this is just for the audience to see that the overview, how the changes. So this is at the back is the Bukit Larut, yeah, the Larut Hills. And we can see here is the lowland part, yeah, the highland, lowland, yeah. So this how this is the current view of the Taiping town, yeah, ex-mining town and its surrounding landscape, yeah. All right. Besides, when we talk about the mining landscape, when we look at the land use change, the morphology is more on the physical, right? I think when we talk about mining cultural landscape itself, social aspect is very important, yeah. So why? Because where the place where the social structures, this is because the industrial formation, yeah, the transformations. That is how the form of the society itself, the teen society, I call it, yeah. So let us look how the town plan, because based on the segregation, yeah, actually, yeah, is intentionally planned by British, but now it's become a legacy. Yeah. So when I talk about that, here is the Taiping Lake Garden and the British settlement, and here is the Chinese part of the town. Yeah. When you look at how the social structures was planned, is like more segregation. Each of area, they were segregated. There are no mix. But gradually, when come to after I think 19th centuries, yeah, there are more mixed cultures that happen, yeah. So there are mix of like not only the Chinese settle in the old part of the commercial area, they also have like Indians, yeah. So we can see that the changes of these mining town become unique from the mono ethnic become multicultural ethnics, yeah. So that is how the multicultural ethnics form is this in the Taiping town itself. So when we look at here Taiping's, yeah, most existing built heritage is more to the Chinese, but consequently the other ethnics move in, yeah. All right. Okay, another social structures, there is a very good evidence when I did the study about the social change of the mining town. So a good evidence when I talk is about the clan associations, yeah. So in the past, you know is that in Taiping, a small town itself, we can found is about 18 clans associations, yeah, located in the Taiping. So this is a very good evidence, yeah, to show that the domain, yeah, or the majority dwellers are the Chinese, yeah, during the teen boom era, yeah. The Chinese association or clan is very important because this clan society will taking care, yeah, of the welfare of the miners and also the Chinese society, yeah, during the teen boom era. All right. From here, the built heritage become one of the good evidence to show that here the form of social structures. Okay, so now we can see also that there are different, like what I say, the multi-ethnics form in Taiping town, not only the mono-ethnic, yeah, more multicultural activities where people conduct their way of life. For all informations, Taiping is not just namely as an everlasting peace, or rain town. It was also named as a pension town. There are many elderlies, was choose to stay at this Taiping town because of the everlasting peace and the surrounding landscape. So I think this one is one of the interesting for all of you. So you can see all the eateries and the old market are still used as an old market, and this the typists, but nowadays I think no more. Previous during I think 10 years back, they have these activities, typist somewhere you can find in the Taiping. It's very interesting. Okay, so I did share that the physical heritage, how the cultural mining was formed, and also how the social structures, the multi-ethnic was formed in the Taiping, inherited to form the characters of mining town. But unfortunately, the threats of the landscape, because due to the urbanization, and influence to the landscape change, some of the important built heritage is gone, is no more. Especially when we look at here from the left, the first railway track was built, right, connected to Taiping to the port well, is dismantled, no more. So this is how the illegal houses was built on the track. So it's no more. So I think unfortunately we cannot preserve this heritage. And also some of the built heritage was replaced with a new building. So this become a constraint to a challenge as well for us to remain the identity of the mining landscape in the Taiping town itself. But however, there's also initiative has been implemented or executed by the local authorities. So Taiping is a small town, but however, that the local authorities, they have and some of the enforcement to look at how to preserve the Taiping built heritage and others legacies. For all of our informations, Taiping have 33 of many firsts. The first recreational park, the first market, the first prison was built. There are so many firsts you can find in Taiping in the Malaysia. That is why we categorize this 33 many firsts. All right. So the further action plan to look at here, the local authority have gazetted the red line here is the core preserve area, the heritage zone of Taiping. There is no buffer zone for this action plan, only core zone. But I do hope that in futures there are the buffer zones suggested by the local authorities. Beside municipal council or the local authorities, there is also some of the NGOs. They are active in protecting Taiping heritage, such as the Taiping Heritage Society and also Perak Heritage Society. Okay, so I would like to show you quickly that the Taiping Heritage Society, you can browse through the website, and they have the initiative to come out with the heritage trail so that to attract tourists or the people to know about the, as I said, the 33 of many firsts in Taiping. Okay, this is something that activities that organized by Tourism of Perak to reminiscent the past, to let the public or people to feel what are the social activities that can make them relate or reminiscence in the past. So for the closing, I would like to share with here, Taiping was recognized number 3 here, the most sustainable city in the world in 2019. Yeah. So I believe the audience, you can see why Taiping is sustainable, because there's a lot of greeneries. Yeah. Where does the greeneries come from is partly the biggest green open space is because of the Taiping Lake Gardens transformations of the mining land into the park, yeah, in in the late 18th centuries, yeah. So for here, I can say that the combinations of nature, cultural and heritage landscape is form an important characteristic, yeah, of a mining landscape, because we cannot say without the histories, without understanding the history, without knowing the land use transformation, the morphology of tin mining town changes. I don't think we can go into in-depth or insight to understand what is cultural landscape. What is the meanings here? Because cultural landscape is something that's man, yeah, again, how man modify the nature of the landscape. So something that we gain is positive. Yeah, we do not appraise it as the negative. If negative, we don't call it as a cultural landscape. All right. So at the same time, cultural landscape should be sustainable. Yeah, like what I share this in case of the Taiping. It's not just the legacies, what we see of the built heritage, the lake gardens, the different of the cultural spaces with multi-ethnics, but because of the spirit of the place itself. All right. So at the end, I would like to conclude. This is what I found during my studies here, or during the research. I believe that a mining town, to form this, to study the cultural landscape, not only to understand one perspective, yeah, industrial heritage is the must to understand, yeah, because mining activities is undergo the industrial revolution, yeah. But the unique parts of this mining town, many influences, yeah, of a colonial town planning. That's why we can see the colonial townscape are still remain in the Taiping town, yeah, as well as the rain trees was also planted during that time. Yeah, it's a very important mark to this mining town. So thank you. I think that's all sharing. Yeah, maybe we're looking forward more on the discussion sessions. I will hand over to Dr. Ruri.
Yeah, Dr. Lee, thank you very much for your presentation. This is such a good presentation. Yeah, I do appreciate. So before I give to the floor for the question and answer, actually, I would like to give your question first because
Yeah.
I'm really curious about it.
Yes.
Up to date, what is the most challenging to keep the sustainable of this landscape totally? Is there any policy that's special for the cultural landscape that in Malaysia now? Because I believe it's not the case study is not only in Taiping, yeah, but
Yes.
in the Semenanjung, Malaysia.
Yes. Yeah. Okay,
Maybe you
Dr.
could
Rudi.
share this.
Yeah, I will try to answer your questions too. Yeah. Generally, in Malaysia, we have the National Heritage Act 2005, but the National Heritage Act is to how to say, it does not specific only on the cultural landscape. It's comprised also to look at others tangible and intangible. So there is no detail specific on cultural landscape guideline. We are using more general, which is the National Heritage Acts. Is that clear for you? Yeah. I can show you later that the important summary of Heritage National Heritage Act 2005. Yeah. One second.
Ya, dan untuk Bapak Ibu yang berkeinginan bertanya, bisa meninggalkan atau melakukan live chat di kolom chat ya Bapak Ibu sekalian.
Okay, Dr. Rudy and the audience, here I would like to share a summary of the National Heritage Act in Malaysia. So in Malaysia, in our national levels, not only tangible and intangible heritage, underwater heritage, yeah, any related will contribute or has contributed to Malaysian from the aesthetic, maybe from the social and cultural, or potential to educate Malaysian, it can be under the it will be nominated as a national heritage. This is a general what we refer to in the guideline. Yeah.
So is it include the cultural landscape itself?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
As I say, we are using the general, but we don't have the specific one.
The general.
Rudy.
Okay.
Yes, the general one.
And the second question of me, what is the most challenging now that you facing regarding the cultural landscape, particularly in the tin mining of Taiping?
Yeah. All right. Thank you for the question. This is a very good question because when I believe any of us, or maybe we are going to study or we are going to do a research or any project that related to the mining landscape, yeah, or cultural landscape, the first challenge about the landscape change. Yeah. We cannot control the evolving, yeah, the urbanizations, the act of the urban development, yeah. This is what I see is the most challenge. Therefore, that's why we have to make it the mining site to become national heritage first before the site was intervention with others new development. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, thank you, Dr. Lee. And yeah, we have one question from Ibu Ria. Ibu Ria, would you like to deliver by yourself? Have a please, Ibu Ria. Ibu Ria Febrianti.
Sorry. Oops. Hello, Dr. Lee. Thank you for your sharing. I want to know who's the main owner of that gold mining, and how many stakeholders actually join and contribute on this effort, and is there any MOU between them? Is there any difficulties to join forces, and who's take the leading sectors to do this effort? Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you for your questions. Yeah. I try to answer Ibu Ria. Okay. In Malaysia, yeah, when we enforce or implement any of the urban planning or on the heritage conservation, we were divided into three parts or three tiers. The federal level, we are using the National Heritage Act, that what I shared just now. Yeah, that one is enforced from the government. Yeah, the second layers is about on the states. Yeah, so in Taiping, because it's a town scale. Yeah, so the local municipal council, they have a unit on related to warisan. Yeah. In Malaysia, we still call it as a heritage as a warisan. So they are taking care of the development and also the conservation of the town itself. No any specific MOU, what I understand before here. So which means Taiping, there are some of the built heritage was nominated as a national heritage. So that is more fragmented, yeah, when they look at, okay, some of the, let's say some of the built heritage, they categorize as a national heritage, but at the same time, they have a action area plan, yeah, like what I showed just now. They gazetted it as a core zone. So to show that you cannot disturb this area, yeah, they try to preserve the old shop houses, the townhouse, yeah, and also the lake garden. So basically, it's still under the control by the local municipal council, yeah. or we call it as a local authority. Is that clear for you, Ibu Ria? But now stay in Malaysia, we have like lots of NGOs. The NGOs is very helpful because like what I shared just now, they have a Taiping Heritage Society. Some of the NGOs, they are formed by the local community. They become the activists, yeah, to make sure they protected their home, yeah, of Taiping, yeah.
Yeah, because for instance, in Sawalunto, we have a mining company, the Bukit Asam, as the most dominant owner of all the assets. So sometimes it's okay because they also support the preservation, but sometimes it's quite difficult because we have to deal with those assets that not belongs to the government. Yeah.
Yeah, understand. Yeah, I believe because in Sawalunto, I think the mining activities begin like in 19th centuries, right? 19 and 20s, correct or not? That's why I think when the operation, they still with the company, because Taiping was the first mining site or mining land in Malaysia. The boom mining activities is in the early 18th and 19th centuries. Yeah, that's why no more companies who are still in charge of doing this. But the reclaimed land, like just now I said, like Taiping Lake Gardens is owned by the government, local authorities. Yeah.
Okay, Bu Ruli, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, Maria. So also we have one question from the student, Muhammad Syamil Fatin from Universitas 11 Maret. Have a please, Muhammad Syamil, if you like to deliver by yourself. Are you there, Muhammad Syamil Fatin?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Good afternoon to Dr. Lee. First, thank you for the interesting presentation about Taiping mining town. Okay, so I'd like to ask a question about the residential area of the mining town. Since it is inhabited by many people, how does their daily life there affects the cultural value of the town? And additionally, what will happen if like one day there is too many people living in the town already? Will there be action like renovating the city or like expanding the city or something like that? Thank you.
All right. Thanks for the question, Shamil. All right. That beside there is one of the issues beside urbanization or the landscape change, what Taiping facing. Taiping also facing the issues of it's not say depopulation, it's increase of elderlies, less youngster, yeah. That's why now Taiping become a pension town, yeah. More elderly settled in this town, yeah. When you talk about overpopulation, there is no issue on this right now, because in the centers of the Taiping town itself is all these old all the townhouse or the shop house is owned by private properties. Yeah, therefore, when the local authority have gathered what I showed just now, the center of the town is partly of the core heritage. So they try to encourage the locals not to sell their properties here. They try to remain. That's why came in all these heritage activists to ask them to preserve the built heritage. Because for me, what I see in the Taiping cultural landscape or the mining landscape, it's not like Sawalunto. You still can see the mining site. Correct. It's one of the important evidence to show that this is the mining site. Yeah. But Taiping something that we can show or to show that the uniqueness part is because the evolution part. Yeah, I think the built heritage, the town itself, is one of the important evidence. Therefore, but yeah, so far they don't have these issues of overpopulation. But I think they have also the dilapidation of the built heritage. This is need more conservation work, yeah, to preserve or to restore back the actual building. Am I answer your question, Shamir?
I think it's already clear now.
Yeah, you can further ask if I'm it is not answer well, because I try to understand that when you talk about the overpopulations or how to maintain that the built heritage of Taiping.
Yeah. So actually, what I think about is, since it is cultural site, maybe things that I have mentioned like city renovation or expand when the population already over the number. I think will it some kind of damage the cultural site or change it to differently than before? That's what I think actually.
Oh, sorry, I cannot hear the last. Can you repeat?
Okay, so basically, like, will things like renovation or expansion damage the cultural value of the town?
Yeah. That is why the interventions on this heritage site and the surrounding landscape is much more impact is from urbanization. It is not the population issues.
No, okay.
Okay, thank you, Samir.
Okay,
thank
you.
You can continue in the IWA, yeah, the National Workshop on
Okay.
Asian Heritage next Saturday. Okay, next coming question coming from Mas Aditya. Mas Aditya, would you like to say by yourself? Or have
Thank you. It's okay. Thank you, Dr. Lee. Actually,
You're welcome.
it's a nice presentation. It's quite good for sharing to us. And then I just want to know that you said that you have already the National Heritage Act, right? And it's quite general actually. Maybe it's almost the same with in ours is Undang-Undang Cagar Budaya. But how about in Taiping itself? I mean, is it already have the specific rules about local rules or act about that? And then, is it quite detailed or not for the cityscape? And then how they accommodate the what we call it, the city expanded. Okay, thank you.
Right, thank you for your questions. Yeah, I think I will. Beside this National Heritage Act 2005, we because this Taiping itself is controlled or is under municipal council, right? So they have this rancangan kawasan khas in bahasa, yeah. In short form, we call it RKK. So in this inside this document, RKK is guidelines. We don't call it as a policy because we have a National Heritage Act. So this guideline, Rancangan Kawasan Khas, they have is not detailed towards the cultural landscape. They're more towards the built heritage, the townhouse or the old shop houses. They have the guideline how to protect the townhouse, the tangible built heritage, not the landscape. This is what I can answer you right now. Is it okay? Yeah.
And how about is it quite accommodate with the city expanding pengembangan, what we call it, the development of the city? I mean, because how about if is it already? I mean, just about our heritage scape, or is it also ready to accommodate the ecotourism or the commercial something? Is it how about that? I mean, just only about the heritage scale, the townscape only, or also accommodate with the you know what I mean? I mean the
other sectors, yeah,
other
like
sectors,
tourism,
yeah.
like what you mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you for further elaborate on this. Yeah, you have the good point. Yeah. There is one thing when we talk about the heritage town, heritage site. Yeah. Like especially like in Malaysia. Yeah. When the reason comes that the local authorities, they try to come out with this rancangan kawasan khas. They want to preserve the Taiping old town. At the same times, to rejuvenate these some of the economic activities, they bring in the tourism, yes. But so far I understand we don't have a very detail on the tourism parts, because for in Perak's state, we have the local state tourism, Perak tourism, yeah. So they will control on that. But for local level, they don't have this specific guideline. Yeah. Is it clear for you?
Yeah, it's actually quite interesting for us. So you mean you have like Perak, maybe like province in Indonesia, I think.
Yeah,
is it?
I think so.
And then Taiping is look like
small
city,
town.
I think, small town.
It's a town, yes, town.
So about the regulation about the development about the other sector, you said, I think come from the province or the, what do you call it, Perak, Perak, from Perak province,
state,
I think, and then the state, the Perak state, and then for the detail. So it means for the city, we just only to have urban design guideline. Is it correct?
Yes, you're right. Exactly. Thank you for that point. Yeah, that's why what we have that in the detail more on built heritage rather than cultural landscape. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And maybe you share with us how long you got. You said that the Heritage Act is 2005, is it?
Yes.
Okay, and then when the Taiping start have the urban design guideline, how many years to have it? Is it to mewujudkan, what we call it, Mbak, ini mewujudkan apa? Hadir. To implement.
To implement. I think from time to time, it's not just the local government. Yeah, I think from the federal or the state government, they also put Taiping as a very important heritage niche in the Perak, because we know like Perak also have the Legong Valley, one of the UNESCO heritage sites. So the Perak state itself, the government, they quite concerned about the natural or the cultural heritage site in Perak states. So I believe from them they have their own action plan, to look at, like what you say also, when we talk about heritage, for us, maybe we will think much more on how to conserve it, but for the government, they are putting also that related to the tourisms. I do hope that they have they can plan well, because I believe that not 100% that tourism will bring is the best, for us to look at more sustainable activities, but to look at how to make it the local have the sustainable economic, that is much more important. This is what I see. And when I look at when I do my research, I found that, like what I said just now, in the Rancangan Kawasan Khas, they more focus on the built heritage conservation, the building conservation, the very detailed guideline on the building, you cannot do with this and that on the building, but not much more on the landscape. When we talk about landscape, it's much more bigger area, the setting. I think the local government, they should look at the setting of the town itself, eventually the urban design guideline also not to talk about the setting. That is why I say in the core area, they have that core area. Why not they have another also a buffer zone? Yeah. This is why I think in future they should, the local municipals should look at this. It is very important. If we have the buffer zone, we can control the interventions. Yeah. If not, latest the new development will enclose the Taiping town, because Taiping is a lowland. Yeah, you can imagine without all this control, I think the new building more than 20 stories, let's say, will enclose the whole Taiping. Yeah, but at the moment it's still under control. Yeah, but still have a few building that is, I think if without control, is become they already built at the Taiping. But yeah, anyhow, I do hope there is the new idea on the buffer zone.
Yeah.
I think this is very important when we talk about a cultural landscape.
Because it is still a pension town, so it's not
pensions
will not will going grow. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Mas Adit.
Thank you.
Maybe we can go to Dani
you.
Ardiansyah. Would you like to state your question by yourself? Dani Ardiansyah. Or maybe I can read for you, yeah, Dr. Lee,
Yes.
from Dani Ardiansyah. Taiping is an example of the success of post-mining land use that can even become a heritage icon. Nice. I think this is the statement, yeah. And we're coming to Pak Yuwono Imanto, and I'm agree also with Dani, yeah. Pak Yuwono, would you like to state by yourself?
Yeah. My voice is. You can hear my voice because
Yeah.
I'm in the car.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Lee. I just would like to deliver a simple question. To my knowledge, there are many failure stories in developing heritage places in my country, in Indonesia, or maybe in another country. So, would you like to share the success story in managing stakeholders to succeed in developing Taiping heritage? Yeah, just a simple question. Thank you.
Right.
And the second question is, Taiping heritage is already received but recognition places, heritage recognition places from UNESCO or not?
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for your questions. I think I will answer you on the whether have received any well recognized like UNESCO, right?
Yeah.
So the answer is no.
No.
For this, the local municipal, the government, they try to prepare for the UNESCO world recognition. Yeah, I know that the idea they try to propose for the just now I shows the how the X mining transformed to become a first public garden in Malaysia. Unfortunately, I think they still are not ready yet for that UNESCO recognitions. But in national level, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And I will answer the first question. Yeah. You asked stakeholders, right? How to manage the stakeholders
conflict. Yeah.
Okay, so what I see, like Taiping is a small town. Yeah. There is a lot of potential, but the stakeholders so far they are work like quite well. Yeah, when the community itself they have a very good bonding because it's a small town. So the town itself they create is like a neighborhoods. Yeah, they know each others very well. When I did my research around the streets, yeah, and say most of the locals they know about the stories of Taiping. They know why they call it as a rain town. Why is the first or so I think there is a very bonding about the locals. What I want to say is the related to the stakeholders. Yeah, community is very important. The stakeholders because they are the one who live there, right? As I said just now, also, Taiping itself they have a Taiping Heritage Society. which is initiated by their community. So they work with, yeah. I can see that yet, but they have a very strong, yeah, they work. Although not much changes, yeah, but they try to protest, they try to educate the young generation, especially the school children, the kids, because they always, what I see is like they always want to make Taiping to become a good, a small town, still can remain the heritage or historical characteristics. So I believe the stakeholders are not only, yeah, of course, the main trans is the community, and yet is the NGO, the heritage, yeah. But have to support by the local government. That is for sure. If not, the stakeholders cannot. I mean, not to make sure they have a good collaborative, yeah. In current or in future, yeah. I do hope I answer your questions.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Lee. May I have one more question?
Yes.
You said that Taiping is not yet received the recognition from UNESCO. Yeah.
Yes.
But my question is, what is your opinion? How important to receive recognition from UNESCO?
Yes.
How important, in your opinion, or maybe in your government opinion, to receive? How important?
Okay. All right. This is what I see. Yeah. Okay. When you open the UNESCO World Heritage site, right? The UNESCO World Heritage list for each region, each country, each category, you will find that they not only talk about the place, yeah, about what is the character of this mining landscape, so forth and so on, yeah. If you notice, beside they talk about integrity and authenticity, right? Another point is about management. So I think the management plan is very important. Before we want to go for another step, we need to have a good management plan. If you have that, then yeah, you can go further, one step to the UNESCO or national level. Yeah. I think that is a very important management plan.
Yeah, we can learn from the Georgetown, yeah.
Yeah, I think we have to learn from the UNESCO. Yes, because at the moment, Taiping also haven't come up with a very, I think, structured management plan. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Pak Yuwono.
Okay, thank you,
Safe
Dr. Lee, for
driving,
the
ya.
answer.
Going to Jakarta, Pak Yuwono.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, next question is coming from Pak Bambang Triatma from Universitas 11 Maret. Would you like to state your question, Pak Bambang? Have a please.
Thank you very much. I asked this question because this is mining activity, isn't it, Dr. Lee?
Yes.
Yeah, because is there any influences the chemical pollution of mining activity in the past to the area now? If so, how to eliminate this so that the new activity is safe? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to answer you. So, Pak Bambang, yeah. Your question is about any of the pollution, right? From the
especially chemical pollution.
Yeah. Okay. So when you look at just now, I show you the photos, right? At the peninsulas, the mining site, yeah. Most of the mining site at Larut, including Taiping and also Kinta Valley, is open cast mining. So during that time, they dig with the whole changkol and manpower to shift all the ore, yeah, to one place to another, yeah. So what I know is they have no issues on the pollution, yeah, but the soil structure, yes, the soil structures for the land, yeah, they have the impact on that. Can you get what I mean?
Yeah. So is this impact
On environmental?
come to go to the city, to the Taiping,
Mm-hmm.
and then new site now.
Mm-hmm. So far, no, not on the Taiping, but in others.
How many
in others
kilometers
state.
distance between the site of mining activity to the Taiping city? Distance between the mining site to the Taiping city is far or
okay, very close, Pak Bambang.
how many kilometers?
Okay, let me show you again the slide so you can see how close it is. All this like walking distance, yeah.
Because is it in the real city center, right?
Yes, not the city center, but very close adjacent.
Chinatown.
Yeah. I will sorry, let me turn on the PowerPoint again and share the screen.
Also, some participants here have a romantic or memories, deep memory about the Taiping.
Okay, maybe I will share you the recent land use. So when you look at this land use, this is the ex-mining site. All here is the ex-mining land. But so far it doesn't affect on the settlement.
Okay. So that
very
I
close.
asked this question.
I'm
just
very
afraid
close.
that
because when the morphological studies that you can see, all here surrounding is the mining site, mining land, including the lake garden. There is a museum.
So that is why I asked this question. Is there any influences, the chemical pollution to the new area? No.
No, so far no.
So like okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Thank you for the questions.
So we still have three questions, and then the next coming question is coming from Ibu Ria Wikantari, who's very far away in Makassar. Ibu Ria Wikantari, would you like to state by yourself? Have a please, Ibu Ria. Ibu Ria, are you there? Or maybe I can read for you, Dr. Lee. Oh,
all right. Okay.
Have a please, Ibu Ria. Here we are.
Ibu Ria, all right.
Would you like to deliver by yourself, Ibu Ria?
I'm sorry, my signal is not stable. Could you, Miss Ruli?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ibu Ria Wikantari from Makassar asking a question. Dr. Lee, how does social economic viability of Taiping sustain after the passing of tin mining heyday? How have challenges of social economic activities influenced visual image of the core area of Taiping landscape?
Okay, Ibu Ria, thank you for the questions. This is also a very important question when we want to study about the industrial heritage or the mining town. We know that any of the industrial activities, they have that they have a very important during the boom, right? Or maybe after the boom, So in this case, in Malaysia, the economic change, from the tin industries, they changed to become the agricultures. So when the tin depleted or the tin exhausted, no more tin found in Taiping, the economic slowly changed, So some of the miners, they remain, for those who still staying at the old town, they changed their their work from tin miners to become vendors more on commercial activities. some of them changed to become agricultures, because when we study the trend of economic after the tin mining activities in 19th centuries, come to 1970, Malaysia's is the agriculture era. So we can see that the changes, the agricultures were emphasized more on the rubber plantation and also oil palm plantation. We call it as a cash crop, more on exports, yeah, during that time. So yes, they did a structure, the change. The socio-economic, obviously they changed because due to the no more mining ore, yeah, the mine exhausted, yeah, during the 20th centuries, 19th century, sorry.
Yeah, so it's interesting, yeah, the changings of the
Yes,
patient,
the
yeah,
changings,
Dr. Lee.
yes, yes.
Now become getting pensions, city, yeah,
Yeah.
kota PNS, kota pensiunan.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Dr.
totally.
Lee. Okay,
Yeah,
next.
thank you, Dr. Lee. Thank you. Yeah,
Did
thank you very much for your
Did I answer your questions, Ibu Ria?
Yes. Thank you very much. Yeah.
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 You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Ruli also.
Thank you, Dr. Ria. So next is coming from Pak Purwo Ki. Pak Purwo Ki is have a very attached memories going with Taiping. Pak Purwo, would you like to state yourself?
Oh, okay.
Because Pak Purwo have been there.
Great.
Please help, Mbak.
Okay, siap. So yeah, Pak Purwo have been there, and then with the place, me too, Pak Purwo, because it's really relaxing being there. Pak Purwo asking how they protect the landscape and how the cultures in Taiping can be developed until now, and then what governments do. I think some of the question of Pak Purwo have been answered by Dr. Lee, but maybe yeah, you can tell a bit story, Dr. Lee.
Or any
How
any specific that you want to know from this Taiping. So you have been to Taiping, right?
Or maybe Pak Purwo, you have any statement about Taiping? What do you think, Pak Purwo? Because I think your question have been answered by Dr. Lee.
Yeah, I have been there before when I study at Unrika, and then we have some collaboration with UTM and Thailand and Vietnam. I just joined the study, and then I just enjoying the place, and then with Prof. Aidit, you know Prof. Aidit?
Yes, yeah, my teachers.
Yeah, our sensei.
Yeah.
Our sensei.
Our teacher, yeah.
Okay.
Ayah
Yeah,
share.
actually Taiping is very good place to stay if you wanna come to the place. Is very peaceful, like in Sawah Lunto, but a little bit different, like that. But I cannot tell you more. Maybe you can go there.
Well, I think it is important
Okay.
comment from you, from the outsider of Taiping, from Indonesia side.
Maybe I can just add something that from what you said just now, since you have been visited Taiping because of the workshops. If I want to compare Taiping's the movement, the pace is slow. Yeah. That's why you can feel that the calmness and the peacefulness of the Taiping town itself. It is not like the hustle bustle of the like a big cities. Yeah, that's why the ambience itself and also the green area give a very I mean the impact. Yeah, that's how people feel that Taiping is calm. Yeah. The calmness and also the peacefulness.
Calmness,
All right.
yeah. Okay, it's nice to visit, yeah. Okay, we have a question from Pak Indro Kunto. Pak Indro, would you like to state by yourself? Okay, maybe I can help you to read it, yeah?
Yep.
how in good management of heritage buildings or landscape so that buildings or landscape are well preserved in Taiping, yeah?
How good management, yeah. As I said just now, the guideline is written in the Rancangan Kawasan Khas, yeah, or RKK. The guideline is there, but the management is not 100% enforcement. The guideline is good, but the enforcement is not 100% achieved. That is honestly what I can tell you. That's why in the Taiping town, we still can see some of the old building is dilapidated, is running down. Yeah, it's not in the good conditions. Yeah. So if you ask how in the management, I think, yeah, to back to my question again is your question again is like the management is very important. The enforcement also very important. Yeah, the implementation, the enforcement and implementation. Yeah. Okay, I do I answer you. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. So last question. I hope it is not the least. Yeah. Maybe we can meet somewhere out there. Dr. Titin Fatima, would you like you state your patient by yourself, Dr. Titin from UNTAR?
Okay, please help me, Dr. Lee.
Okay.
Hi, Ibu Titin.
Yeah, Ibu Titin is an expert of the cultural landscape of Borobudur.
Yeah, okay. Oh, wow.
So yeah, actually, she also has she also graduated from Kyoto University and then
I see.
Have research in Borobudur cultural landscape. So the question is, yeah, Dr. Titin also have been there in Taiping several years ago, and it is a small, old, and but beautiful town. I saw many old buildings in the Chinese Quarter area, but some of them seems very quiet. Are they still being occupied or empty? How is the current local economy engagement now? And then the last one is the interesting was I found some heritage trail signage in several places showing the route and usable information. It is very good for visitors to travel within the town. Who have made this kind of information, or maybe the program of Jelajah Pusaka, we call it here, or Jalan-Jalan, Pusing-Pusing Heritage, maybe, Pusing-Pusing Warisan.
Yeah,
Is
the
there
heritage
any heritage community there in Taiping? Have a place, Doctor.
Okay. So there are two questions here, Dr. Rudy. So the first, I think I will try to answer is like, I do hope you have a good experience when you visited Taiping. Yes, they are the empty or the vacant old building. Yeah, you can find in the Taiping town. It's because like some of the institutions building, yeah, owned by government. Yeah, I give you an example. Let's say a old institution government building. If I'm not mistaken, like a post office. Yeah, it was abandoned. Yeah. That's why it's look vacant, unorganized. Is there also another case when happens? As I said just now, most of the dwellers populace in Taiping town are the old generation, old folk, yeah, or old generation, yeah. So when their kids or young generation they move to working in the big cities, they left the house here, but there is also a good initiative by some of the NGOs. They turn they rent some of the townhouse to change into become a gallery or galleria. Yeah, so I think this is one of the good adaptive reuse, at least to showcase something their initiative about the heritage. So I can say that there is a vacant, is empty, not occupied, but yet they are now doing some of the adaptive reuse, but not all. But I believe that there is on doing this. So it's not 100% vacant. All right. So when you come to the second questions, you talk about the trail of the signage. Yeah. Okay. Before this, Taiping, maybe from time to time, they have this to improve or improvise because of the tourism activities. Yeah. They initiate the initiative with the heritage trail, like what Dr. Ruli mentioned. Yeah. There are several types. I do understand is some of the heritage trail is initiated by the locals, yeah. Partly of their, how to say, to become a tour guide, to lead this on the heritage trail. But if you walk at the Taiping town itself, is quite legible, yeah, because you can see this the Great Iron Street will lead you like you easy know how legible or to go from, let's say, to east or west, you know where is the location of the lake garden, and on the right where is this another let's say a clock towers is become I think a good landmark in the old town itself. So far what I see is the traveling of the town itself, they have no problem, where the community itself and NGOs, they will initiate this heritage trail, yeah. But for me, the furthest, I do not have the info, but I know that the tourism become partly of also the economic activities, yeah, to the locals. I do hope I answer your question, Ibu Titin.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Lee. I think it is very clear. And I can say that my visit there is very memorable. And I really enjoy walking through inside the town. Thank you very much.
Yep. Yes, when I visited Taiping, you no need to rent a car or what, you just walk, because all these important places and space is a walking distance. Without transport, it's easy to reachable.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why I call it legible. Yeah. Yes, very legible. Yeah.
Walk do and then
Thank you.
Estetarik, and then makan
Chendol,
kaya
they have that,
toast,
the
roti
famous,
canai.
yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. Okay, we have still 2 questions. Wow, so far there are a lot of participants that would like to asking you. Coming from Dani Ardiansa, how to describe heritage value in the rules for protecting cultural heritage objects, especially in terms of cultural landscape heritage? Please, Dr. Lee, how to describe heritage value?
Okay, understand. Yep. Thank you. All right. So when we talk about cultural landscape itself, we have to understand how is the formation of a cultural landscape. So today, I'm sharing is a mining landscape. Yeah, it's not others cultural landscape. There are a lot of cultural landscape. Yeah, you can say the coastal cultural landscape, coastal settlement cultural landscape, or paddy cultural landscape, highland cultural landscape. Yeah. So come to the mining cultural landscape here. How to value the integrity and authenticities of the landscape itself is important. Yeah, we have to know that what are the attributes or components that form this cultural landscape. That's why in the last slide, I did show, that is from my studies. Yeah, what I would like highlight is like when we study about cultural landscape, is not to only look at the landscape itself, how the transformations, yeah, but we also look at others possible factors that will influence the formation of cultural landscape. So in this case, Taiping, I will bring it related to the colonial aspects, yeah, because the town is much more, or the landscape itself, the lake garden is influenced by the colonial. They bring in the idea of colonial urban planning, as well as the industrial heritage, yeah. So conception. So this is like what I say, the value should become on different attributes to strengthen the meaning of cultural landscape. All right. Is it okay, Dr. Rudy?
Is it okay, Pak Dani Ardiansa? Are you still
Yeah.
there? Is it clear for you? Okay, I think okay. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I add some more, Dr. Lee. When you talk about value, yes, it's very important because I believe not only cultural landscape. Yeah, when you talk heritage value, we need to understand that the value is come from the culture itself or the natural itself. But cultural landscape, for sure, it will gain birth. It will see whether the natural is more or the cultural is more. Yeah. All right.
Is it can be balanced?
Yes,
right?
can. It depends on the cases.
Nature
Yeah.
and culture, or culture with the nature, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Dr.
It's interesting. Okay, the last questions from Pak Juwani. Pak Juwani, would you like to state your question by yourself?
Okay.
Are you still here? Okay, please, Pak Juwani.
Okay, good evening, Dr. Lee.
Good evening.
You explained in your presentation that there is no buffer zone surrounding the Taiping heritage area. In your opinion, why is the reason the government doesn't provide that buffer zone? That's my question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Pak, for the questions. Very good questions. Yeah, this is what I found out when my PhD studies. As I said that in the heritage guideline, the government only, or the local authority, they only look at the built heritage. People will always see putting built heritage is most important. The old building, the old structures, more tangible. Yeah. But at the same time, the side area, the peripheral of the heritage context is much more important when I found out in the these studies, which is cultural landscape or the mining landscape. The local government, they're not looking into this. They only protect is the building. This is because of the understanding of cultural landscape or the mining landscape. Is it okay? The answer?
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think still in Indonesia we are facing like these things totally. So that's why we have a forum LBI, Ikatan Peneliti Lingkungan Binaan Indonesia. We have some section for the cultural landscape. By this years, we would like to give the promotion or the awareness about this issue about the cultural landscape, because it's just recently to spread and to share. That's why I think in this afternoon session from you, we can get more insight from Malaysia. So let's keep on hands together to having a sharing knowledge, having a sharing awareness about this issue. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think because the times is already 17, I think it's time to say goodbye also in this afternoon session. Thank you very much, Dr. Lee. Highly appreciation for your willingness to share with us. Hope we can meet again. And then thank you very much for PDA, IAI Nasional, and then Trisakti Jakarta, Prodi Arsitektur to organize these events. So I give to MC for the time and floors. Ibu Mu, thank you very much. We'll see you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Mbak Ruli, for moderating the discussion. Thank you, Dr. Lee, for sharing your knowledge. The next agenda, we are pleased to have Pak Boy Birawa as Ketua Badan Pelestarian IAI Nasional from Indonesian Institute of Architects to deliver the closing remarks. Pak Boy, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for Dr. Lee about the presentation. It's not only about the Taiping Perak, it's broader mind thinking of us to understanding more that it's the story is about how we giving back to the nature because we destroy it. I mean, by doing the it's cultural lens. It's cultural meaning the civilization of human being that doing it to survival, to make things, and then we have to give it back. But it's not easy that it about the story that we have to give to the future that it ever been happen that for us to doing this. But how the cultural, I think, is up to people staying in there. Yeah, like what you say that the elders more than younger is less because we move forward to our civilization. But then, yeah, we have to keep it in the good way for certain reason and then for certain times until we cannot push that people in the city keep staying there just doing what they do because the mining itself usually the resource that reason why the city is happen. And once again, thank you very much, Dr. Lee and everybody. That we learned something. We learned a lot about from Dr. Lee about this lecture. Thank you very much.
You are most welcome. I do hope we can have more exchange of knowledge or idea because cultural landscape itself is they have like a lot of different kind of components. Yeah, so for the mining landscape, is only part of associative landscape. They have a category of parklands, the landscape built by human, and also the third one is related to religious. There is more to explore actually. So these categories is under associative cultural landscape. All right. Thank you so much for the organizers. Thank you for the all audience. And have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pak Boy Birawa, for the closing remarks. Next, we will have photo session. So if you're comfortable, please turn on your camera. Currently, we have 72 participants. There will be 3 slides. So it will be on my queue. Okay, we will wait for another 10 seconds. Please turn on your camera. Okay, for the first slide, 1, 2, 3. For the second slide,
Are you finished, Mbak Umu?
Yeah, excuse me for the slow connection. I cannot go on to the next slide.
Okay, it's okay. I already back up you.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you,
thank
Mbak
you.
Ruli.
Yes.
Well, thank you again, Dr. Lee.
Mo, you still unmute? Umu?
Yep. Okay. Well, thank you, Mbak Ruli, for backing me up. Thank you again. Thank you, Dr. Lee, also Mbak Ruli, Pak Boy Birawa, Mbak Riri, Also, thank you to all participants. Thank you for joining us, for carving out your time out of your busy schedules to join us. So this concludes our 56th Obrolan Heritage. We will meet again next month. Thank you for participating. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Dr.
Thank you,
Lee.
Dr. Lee. See you again,
Bye.
hopefully.
Thank you, everyone.